my motto is sign up and show up. Like with everything, it's a choice. You can be miserable or you can get out there and enjoy it, especially in a cold, dark environment.
Next week, ABC will air the finale of this year's Golden Bachelor series. And I want to read something about that show to set up this episode of Optimal Aging. Now, before you can say, what does reality TV have to do with fitness over 50? Bear with me. It does, promise. Now, what I'm about to read is from the introduction of an article on slate.com that I read last month by a writer named Hilary Fry. Here it is. Quote, about 10 minutes into the new season of The Golden Bachelor, we meet Diane, a little slip of a lady in a thin-strapped red gown with a spiky silver pixie cut, big brown eyes, and shoulders to die for. The 71-year-old, one of 23 women cast on the second season of the franchise, is there to win the heart of 66-year-old Golden Bachelor Mel Owens, a former linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams. I keep thinking about her and something she said during her mini close-up as producers let us glimpse a bit of the real lives of these older women looking for love. As cameras capture Diane playing ice hockey, hiking, and road biking, she explains, I like to stay active. You got to stay busy in Alaska. You got to keep moving. That's another thing with aging, move it or lose it. End quote. That's right, Diane, move it or lose it. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Optimal Aging, the show for fitness, health, and well-being professionals who want to reach more people over 50. I'm your host, Jay Croft of Prime Fit Content. Now, this article goes on to point out that most of the women on the show this season were also physically fit and active, probably because the Golden Bachelor himself, former professional athlete, requested that he meet women who were in good condition. He also said some other unfortunate things about aging and what he was looking for in a woman that got him into hot water even before the show aired. We'll get to all that in a moment. Diane took him to task for that. When I read this article online, I decided to call Diane Firmani, who happens to be a family friend up in Wasilla, Alaska. Now, I've known Diane for years, and she's very close with my sister. In fact, they play together on a women's hockey team, and they travel to compete in triathlons in Hawaii. I'd known Diane was going to be on the show, of course, but now I had a reason to interview her for this show. I'm fascinated by this idea of a bachelor franchise for older people, especially when they're breaking even more stereotypes about active aging, staying engaged in life, and putting your best self out there for everyone to see. Diane, a school librarian, is a delight, and I know you will get a lot out of this, whether you're a fan of reality TV or in business to help active adults, or just enjoy stories about amazing people and their inspiring lifestyles. As the writer put it on slate.com, this season is doing something different from simply showing older adults feeling good about themselves. They're feeling good in their bodies as they move, as they age. It's a subtle but new twist this season that's going to keep me watching and keep me inspired. Before we get to my chat with Diane, I want to briefly plug my book, Selling Longevity, which covers these same themes about remaining vital later in life and helping others do so with your business in fitness, health, and well-being. You can get Selling Longevity on Amazon.com and on my website, primefitcontent.com. Okay, enough of that. Here's my chat with Diane Firmani, the Golden Bachelor. Diane, my friend, hello, how are you?
Hello, Jay. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's lovely to see you. It's been a while since we've enjoyed each other's company.
That's right. That's right. It was last time you were here in Alaska, right?
Yeah, and that's been a few years. It was I don't know, 3 years ago, I guess. I'm overdue for a visit. I want to talk to you about a great many things. And I guess the time peg or the news peg for our conversation is the Golden Bachelor. What
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about
Okay.
is, you are incredibly athletic and fit and active. And I love all the things that you do. You participate in triathlons. You and my sister are on a women's hockey team up there in
Mhm.
Alaska.
Yep.
You
Yep.
ride the thick tire bicycles through the
Yep.
snow.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're just amazing. And I don't think you would mind sharing your age.
Oh, I'm 71. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I saw online somewhere an article in an online publication about
Mhm.
the women who are on the Golden Bachelor. This is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong about this. I'm aware of the Golden Bachelor, but I don't know every little thing about it. This is the second season of the Golden Bachelor, and in which everyone is, yeah, mature, what, over 50, over 60, something like that,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. One girl was 59, the rest were 60, and the oldest woman was 77.
Okay. And this is
Yeah.
a spin-off of The Bachelor, which has been going
Right.
on for many years, but with people in their 20s probably. And so the producers or the network or whoever decided a couple of years ago to expand it to our market of older folks,
Right. Right. Yeah.
which I guess why not? Sure. And then so I loved when I heard that you were going on the show, very exciting. And then I read this article that talked about how you're not the only very fit, athletic woman on this show. And I thought, okay, I've got to get Diane on optimal aging, because here you have Diane and all these other women went on this show, shattering one set of stereotypes about how women of a certain age are quote unquote supposed to act regarding
Mhm. Mhm.
dating or being widowed or sexuality or whatever.
Right.
And
Right.
then, and now you're doing with this other one, because you're not the only one who's really fit. You've got a bunch of other women on there who are athletic. So I want to hear about what you're doing, why it's important to you to stay in shape, and then what kind of experiences you had there in California when you went down and met all these other women.
Okay. I'll start off in the beginning. In the
Yeah.
beginning, um, you're sequestered. You don't see the other women at first,
Oh,
and you
okay.
do some little footage, and they dress you, and some for the commercials and this and that, so you're by yourself. And then the one night you walk in and there's a big room all full of the women. That's the first time you get to see one another.
Hmm.
And I looked around, I was like, oh, I'm screwed. Yeah. They were gorgeous, and
Yeah.
not just gorgeous, not they were glamorous. The clothes, I felt a little Wasilla-ish, but
Yeah.
everyone was fit. Everyone looked great. There was no moo-moos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No flowing jackets covering stuff like we like to do here in Alaska a lot. They were out there, arms showing, low cut, figure, form fitting, gorgeous, gorgeous, just really eye-catching. What a
Hmm.
bunch of women. Wow.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I knew, wow, I don't want to say competitors, because that was part of it for some of us, for some of them to be real competitive, but that there was a big, strong bond of sisterhood. I was like, whoa, this is a great bunch of women,
Hmm.
you know, wow. And
Yeah.
I'm in it. So
Yeah. You're
I'm,
not just in it. You are stunning. Your physique. I almost said body, and that's kind of, I know, probably inappropriate to say. I don't know, but
bring it on.
you look great and you're super athletic and super fit. So I think you probably fit in just beautifully. Actually, I saw the
Thank
show,
you. Uh-huh.
the episodes that you were on, and you did. You looked great. You fit in great. Um, and I was just really interested that, oh gosh, what does this say about us as our generation of people getting older? Look at Diane and all of these other women. They're so fit. They're not dressed like old ladies.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all. And, I looked around, and a lot of those gals looked like they were 40, 50.
Mm-hmm.
And and a lot of people said, "Oh, they probably had work, or they had this and that and the other." Maybe, but it was good work. Yeah, they looked I'm telling you,
Yeah.
they looked very good. No one looked, I didn't think, overdone or too full of lips or,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, they were sharp. And it seemed like everyone worked out, not that was a big topic, of our discussions was what do you do? A lot of everyone was active. They hiked, they walked. A couple gals ran a little bit. I was the only one that competed in anything that did triathlons. One lady, Debbie, she was the body franchise in Michigan. The
Mm.
videos, back in it was a few years ago, and people in Wasilla saw her on the show, and they're like, that was my beach body lady. I think yeah, her videos, oh yeah, she put me through she worked me out years ago. So she's been at it for a long time and she was just a fit little body.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else. What is Nicole was a yoga instructor. They're all varieties. And it wasn't just a bunch of runners. It wasn't like a running camp. Nicole was a yoga instructor. And after the show, she went to Bali for a yoga instruction.
Hmm.
It was the real deal. Um, Alex she's from Colombia, living in Florida. She had pictures of she went hiking in Egypt.
Mm.
Who does that? Well, Alex does.
Right.
Just a variety, really cool stuff. One lady, her daughter is a tennis pro. She just finished playing at Wimbledon,
Mm.
and her mom played also, not to that level, but she's also a player. One of the ladies on Instagram or TikTok posted a picture. She just played pickleball with Diane and Ayad,
Wow.
swimmer. I
Yeah.
know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so active women in all varieties, a little bit of everything.
So what was the conversation? What were the conversations like? What did they reveal about why? Now I know this is not like some just random pool of women. These are, a certain type of person who wants to go on TV and who has the presence of, to audition, go through the process and all of that. Yet, I'm curious what kind of common motivations or themes there were, and a bunch of 60 something women talking about their workouts.
Well, I think it started with Mel, the Golden Bachelor. You know, he he said some things that he later regretted, about the age range he was interested
Yeah,
in. He's 45 to 60, but I think he learned that you didn't have to worry about that. Those 60-year-old women were pretty hot. Um, but he said he wanted fit women. So, and I think that's okay to state as if you want to date somebody, right?
sure.
Okay, yeah. So, he stated that. So I think, and this is just my thinking, that the producers looked for women that were fit and active. So they checked that box off because all
Mm.
the women were. We talked about, like, someone would say, um, talk about hiking, and I talked about, we take the dogs and go for a hike or a run.
Yeah.
And then I live in Colorado, one lady, and I love to go hiking. Oh, one lady was a motocross. She likes, I ride my bike. I like to ride my motocross bike, for
Hmm.
however many miles. So it would just kind of popcorn off, someone would talk
Yeah.
about something, bring something up. They had a little workout area there, but not real heavy weights. So some of the show when they videoed, the ladies are like, the weights weren't real heavy. I kind of thought, dang it, I wish they would have had some, because they later on Instagram Facebook and TikTok, you'd see them working out in the gym, and it wasn't just,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
just
so
very,
what do you think? Can we, I don't want to try to make too much out of this, but I think it's interesting that you've got this major television network doing a show with a bunch of fit older women
yeah.
who are being not exactly sexualized, but in a sexual situation. And I wonder, what does that make you think about how we're changing the way we age and the way we present ourselves the older we get, and the concerns for our health, all of that. Did was any of that discussed, or did it make you think anything along those lines?
It was just a common thread there, and everyone just accepted it. It wasn't, sometimes when I'm with like different groups here, they're like, "You did a triathlon," but these like-minded people are like, "Oh, that's cool. What do you train? How do you do it? Where do you go?" It was, it was a big deal. Everyone was proud of me and stuff, but it was, accepted. Everybody's physically fit here, and
Yeah.
it has their workouts. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Because yeah, I know when I'm with other men my age who go to the gym and take care of themselves, no big deal. They might say something, "Oh, you look good," or "Oh, how much you this or
Yeah.
that." But then when you are with other people who don't, they make more of a thing about it. So
Good
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Uh,
you get that same thing.
and
Um,
and let me add to that. What sorry. That's a good thing for being a physically fit older person, or is having like-minded friends. Friends that go to the gym, friends that'll say, "Are you playing hockey Sunday?" Yeah, yeah, I think so. I'll pick you up. That's or I'll meet you there. Those are great motivators, and that keeps me going too. Is having friends that do the same thing, like-minded friends, and that's how that bunch of women were, like-minded as far as fitness and being active. Does that make sense?
it does.
Okay.
What are some other things that you thought of regarding all of that? Because that's a really good piece of advice. What I'm hoping that this episode can do for people is, in addition to hearing about your interesting lifestyle and this adventure you went on, is what kind of lessons can people get on how to be fit at our age? And that's a really good one, right? To have to do this with other people.
Right, right.
Got
And
anything else like that people
um
should keep in mind?
yes, I do. Um Another thing that I do, and my buddies here, we sign up for stuff. Are you doing the like the Lava Man? That's the triathlon and triathlon that we do in Hawaii. I do with usually two other women. Sometimes now we've got some newcomers, and a couple of the women are bringing their daughters. Your sister,
Right. Yeah.
uh, but are you doing Lava Man? Oh, I don't know. Are you? Yeah, I signed up. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm getting signed up too. I don't want to miss anything. FOMO, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you do it with people, so my motto is sign up and show up. Because I do have a couple of friends that'll sign up for stuff, but they'll miss it. They won't go, "Oh, something came up," or some other plans. So sign up and show up, whether it's a 5K, a hockey game. Um, yeah, it's a commitment to yourself, and especially if you have others that are going too, that
Yeah.
are depending on you. And it's a lot more fun too when you've got
Hmm.
other.
Okay. Give me one more.
uh let's see. Okay, this sounds kind of shallow, but you look good.
Yeah.
You know, you look good. It's more fun for right clothes to go places. You have that confidence. Um, but the shopping is a lot of fun. I enjoy that. And it's hard up here because a
Yeah.
lot of that we do is online.
Yeah.
So um,
But you
yeah,
recently went to your son's wedding.
yeah,
And so, that's I don't know what it was like, but those can be very stressful situations, right?
uh-huh.
And probably helped to know that you were looking good, right?
Right. It was kind of like, oh yeah, it's okay. You look all right. I went to the beach a couple times. It was in Hawaii, and whoa, a lot of skin, a lot of butts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. But I just had to be confident within myself that I looked okay in my swimsuit. I didn't, I didn't look too awfully bad. Bad.
And there's
Yeah.
you look spectacular, and there's nothing wrong with that. You said this is going to sound kind of shallow, but I think that feeling good about how you look is important. It goes into your motivation. It encourages you to eat better, to sleep better, to go to the
Right.
gym more, to stay current in your looks. And I don't mean shopping according like you're 25 years old, but I mean it shows in how you carry yourself and how you present yourself to the world.
Fact.
That's
Truth.
important. I think that's an important part of vitality, and this word vitality really resonates with me when I think about you and also these other women. I guess I mean I don't, of course, I don't know them, but
Uh-huh.
to be this engaged in life and to take care of yourself so much and to have the chutzpah to go on a TV show, I can't even imagine. That's you got a lot of energy, you got a lot of confidence, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
how does being so fit and active play into that generally? Maybe regarding the show or maybe just generally. You live in Wasilla, Alaska, which for anyone who doesn't know is a bedroom community about an hour north of Anchorage.
Mm,
And it can be very, very cold there and very dark
mm,
there for much of the year. It's also spectacularly beautiful.
true.
And not everyone is fit and active like you. A lot of people are overweight and drink too much. And
Yeah.
you know,
And
talk
that's
about
easy
that
to
for me.
do.
Yeah, I know. I lived there for 30 years. I know how
Oh,
it
that's
is.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm preaching to the choir here. Well, like with everything, it's a choice, and this may sound extreme, but you can be miserable or you can get out there and enjoy it, especially in a cold, dark environment. And back to the like-minded friends, I've got some friends that fat tire bike,
Yeah.
in the winter. Would I go out by myself? Oh no, you know, no, no, no. But if someone will say we're biking the Iditarod Trail, we
Hmm.
go on team trails that are groomed. What time? Where are we meeting? I'm not going to miss out on that fun, so that helps. So we meet and go. And another thing, back to the fashion. What are you wearing? What keeps you warm? If you're warm, you're fine. It makes it so much more enjoyable. Oh, those are cute tights. Where'd you get those? That all I like that part too. Look good.
Yeah.
I got a nice bike too. That helps too. So yeah, just get out there. Make plans with the women to go biking. Hockey team. I'm on the hockey team. I swim, if you don't go, people are like, missed you at the pool. I saw a lady last night. I was helping with the elections. Yeah, I see you. Aren't you the one I see at the pool? I was like, yeah. And of course, the old swimmer joke. You look. What do we say? Um, I've never seen you with clothes on. I know it's so bad, but we use it every time.
Well,
So yeah,
it's a classic
it's a classic. That's
for a
right.
reason. The classics endure.
Uh-huh. For sure. For sure.
So in Alaska, let's talk about everything that you do. You and my sister and some of your other friends
Uh-huh.
train. Do you have to train year round for the Hawaii triathlon, which is I think in like March or something?
Yeah, March. Usually, yeah. Usually around April Fool's Day, usually around there. That's yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
not saying anything about that. No.
yeah.
So, do you train all year? Do you go running when it's 20 below out?
Yeah.
What's your training program like for that?
I run less. I used to run. That used to be my sport, I was never really fast, but I was always pretty consistent, slow and steady kind of turtle girl, right?
Yeah.
But I run less because my knees started hurting. And there's other things you can do. You don't have to just run. So, and I got a couple cortisone shots, and I thought,
Yeah.
it, but I incorporate more swimming. Shelly and Sammy, they have their bikes up on trainers in their house, and
Uh,
I like to go to spin class. That's my favorite. So
okay.
that's what I do for biking. I go to spin, swim. I need to do more treadmill. Every year I need to do. I have that self talk. I need to improve on some things and not be happy with just the minimum. And the other girls, and they spur me on. They got Pelotons this year. Those two. And I'm like, I think I might need a Peloton. I got to
I
keep up.
think you better get one, Diane.
I gotta be in the club, Jay.
You gotta be.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So
Wow.
don't yes and no training year round. And then as it gets closer, then we have a get a little training plan online and try and follow that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the C Cup. Tell the
Yep.
folks about this hockey C Cup.
Well, you've heard of the Stanley Cup.
Sure.
We have the C Cup, our
Yeah.
women's hockey team, right? This is our 20th year. Can you believe it? It's a long
Wow.
time.
That's great.
20th, we have the C Cup, and it's a we have it. Sammy, Shelley, and I and our team, we call ourselves the Hockey Sisters. We put it on, and we have teams from all over the state. We have 9 teams: Fairbanks, Delta, Healy. Some of the like we have the Healy Coal Queens because that they used to
Yeah.
things. Soldotna, Anchorage, and of course us, the Hockey Sisters. Is big. It is so much fun. And the first couple of years, since it was a C Cup to play off of that, we had bra decorating contests, which were they're not only these women great hockey players, they're very clever, very funny. My favorite one was the Obama, the Obama bra. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We've kind of gotten away from that, kind of played that out. But this year, since it's the 20th anniversary, we're promoting that big. I have a grizzly bear, a 9-foot bear mount
Mhm.
of my husband's, and we haul that over to the ice rink and dress it up accordingly. And last year we had the C Cup, SEA Cup, like
Okay.
the sea. And so we dressed up the bear as a mermaid.
Sure.
Yeah, it was very attractive. It was so cool. So just a little added bonus, a little added fun
I
to
have
that.
to
A good picture opportunity.
I have to rewind. I don't think most people listening to this will have never heard someone say what you just said. I have a 9-foot grizzly bear. Why in the world do you have a 9-foot grizzly bear in your house?
Well, Dave, my late husband, this
Yes.
was his bear. They were hunting for caribou, and it's a long story. He could tell it so much better.
Yeah.
And every time he told it, it got better,
Yeah. Of course.
guys. Yeah. So he shot this bear, and our deal was he wanted to get a standing mount, a stand. Yeah. So I told him our deal was he could get a standing mount if I could dress it up. So yeah, he
Okay.
agreed. We did, and he couldn't get one of these. I didn't want him to get one of those mounts. He had
Yeah.
to. So there's kind of like, kind
Yeah.
of cool. Yeah,
Just
he's
hanging
cool.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chilling here, teacup. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we put that on the back of Shelley's flatbed truck and haul it over to Palmer and set her up and dress him up. Just
So
like
at
that.
this C Cup, you've got what, hundreds of women from all over the state of Alaska come and play
Yeah,
hockey for
maybe
the
20.
weekend. Hundreds of women playing hockey. That's just amazing, isn't it?
It
And
is. It is.
I don't think there are any age limits on it. You've got younger women participating, right?
Right. It's 18 and it's the same rules as our Anchorage Hockey League, 18 and above. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But a lot of you are over 40, over 50.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 of us on our team that are in our 70s, and some of the ladies are 60s. We got a couple young ones, but yeah, I don't think, is it 18 and over? I don't think they're old enough to play in the C Cup.
Okay.
We could use them though.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, what am I missing of all that you do up there?
Let's see. Fat tire, swim, hike, bike. Oh yeah, I've got a nice road bike now too.
Okay.
So I like to ride that. My brother, for my birthday, for my 70th, he took me to Sicily and we rode our bikes around Sicily.
Nice. Nice.
So fun. It was really cool.
Now, Diane, you've always been active, right?
Kinda, off and on.
Well,
Yeah.
tell me about that because you're extraordinarily active now and you have been for at least as long as I've known you. So what was the journey there? Like you had 2 kids and, you had a career and, all these things. So why did you become so devoted to activity, physical activity?
Well, I think it's, and this, I bet it's the same for a lot of women or people. My weight. I've always battled my weight. And if I'm not active, I'm pretty black and white. If I'm not working out, I'm sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
like vegging, with a bag of something in my lap,
Yes,
So,
I know, believe me.
oh yeah. So, battling my weight is the big one. My kids were active and are active. They still are. I've got a jujitsu guy. Both of them played hockey. My son's getting ready he's going to train for an Ironman, my older son. And when they were playing hockey, I thought, I'd sit in the stands with the moms and we'd talk, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, God, if I were moving as much as my kids were. So I started, walking and around the gym, around the, at the rink, doing some running and just kind of picking up the pace there. So that helped. And off and on, I've done my couch time, believe me,
Yeah.
trying to keep it under 200 pounds.
Oh, please, you're nowhere near 200 pounds. So I'm just always interested in the why, why people do what they do, and particularly why people our age stay in shape or get in shape.
Yeah.
Either one. It's
And
easy
it's a
to
fun group of friends that are active, my active friends, they're fun to be around. They're smart. I hate to paint a broad brush, but they're smart. They read, and our common interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So how did changing subjects a little bit? I want to get back to the Golden Bachelor.
Okay.
You're a long way from television industry, and you're not
Yeah.
someone who has ever been in show business as far as I know. And so what the heck made you think I'm going to go on that show?
Well, I have some, I'm in a little reading group called the Yayas. It's a bunch of teachers. And they were, one night, they're like, Diane, you should try out. You should do it. You'd be great. I said, oh, no, 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 not me. But it planted in my head. And it was one of those dark, cold Wasilla nights,
Yeah.
couch. And I thought, why not? Maybe I'll give it a try. So I Googled it and then got the application and put that in, and that got things rolling. And I really didn't think they were going to pick me or even call me. And they did. So I just went through the process. It was a long process. It took about 6 months,
Wow.
Zoom interviews and background checks, just what you would expect, but they vet you pretty well.
How
And
many?
I'd never been on a Zoom call before, so I had to go buy a laptop and figure all that out. They said, we suggest a ring lamp. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I went to Walmart and got a ring
Yeah.
lamp. Yeah. So I did all the things, and they were interested. And so I put it out there. And
Wonderful.
yeah, it was so exciting to get picked, to think
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Well, how many people how many people applied? Did they ever tell you?
They said, I read somewhere, they said, and the ladies there, we talked about it a lot, 20,000,
Oh, golly. And they
but they
picked what, 30 or so?
23.
23. Oh, golly,
I know,
Diane.
right?
Did
Yeah,
they ever?
I guess wrong, just to let you know, because that's already been on. I
Yeah.
made it through one rose ceremony, but not the second.
Hey, so what?
Oh, I know. It was fine. That was good.
Knowing you as I do, I don't think you went on that show with the idea that you were going to win, right?
No.
That you were going to get your husband there, and then all those other women better back off. You're not like that, right?
Yeah. No, not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So what was the goal? What did you want out of it? Just an adventure or what?
Experience. I haven't. My Dave died 4 years ago. It's been
Mhm.
and he was sick for a long, long time before that. But
Mhm.
I just thought, might be time, and if you're going to get out there, I did it in a big way for sure.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. I skipped match.com and went right to college. Right. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun. And I've done two kind of wild hair things in my life, and one was moving here to Alaska, and the second was trying out for the Golden Bachelor. And the first one worked out well, and I think the second one has too.
Well, tell me about it. The experience. Was it fun? Was it exciting? Was it a pain in the neck? What was it like?
All the above.
Yeah.
All the yeah. A lot of the women had a real strong presence, and they were they were tall. There were a lot of tall women, and they always seemed like they always wore kind of little high heels, some kitten heels and some pumps or wedges. And here I am in my Birkenstocks. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they always, and their clothing was great. They strong presence, So a couple times I'd kind of like find myself behind the palm tree where I'm comfortable. And then my little inner voice was like, you signed up for this, Diane, get out there. This is what you signed up for. So I kind of worked my way to the front, and like we were dancing. So I make a little love, and do a little dance. I got in there.
Yeah.
Self-talk. So yeah, so that part was a little frightening, a little uncomfortable sometimes. But once again, that inside voice, just be yourself, just show them what you got. And I did. And it worked. I think it worked well.
Well, you had a good time. You had an adventure. Sounds like you've made some friends.
I did, and met some different people. A lot of the women were different. We had dentists, CEO. Um, One lady owned she was the owner of like an assisted living place. She and her, you know, smart women, successful women, and microbiologists.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and what do you do? Well, I work at the library, but I'm happy with that. So it was.
Hey,
I know. I didn't mean that to sound like I'm a bimbo, but it was all different walks of life.
right. I understand. Sometimes I'm in those situations and I think, wow,
Right, right.
I'm just some writer. What do I know? And all these
Yeah,
people around you have multiple degrees and big titles and
yeah.
have written
Uh-huh.
best-selling books and all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, speaking of books, I do own your book, but go on.
Well, but have you read it?
Parts. I
Parts.
started
Okay.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good enough. I'll take it. I'll take
Okay,
parts.
thanks.
I should,
Good.
no, I want to say just getting it is good enough, Diane. You,
Okay,
you
no,
got it and you sent me a picture of it and I was very touched. So thank you for
you're
that
good. Oh, you're
very
welcome.
much. Yeah. 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 That was great. You and others like you are really kind of at the core of why I do what I do. Um, because it's so important. Not that people run triathlons in Hawaii, not that they play hockey when they're in their 70s. That's not
Right.
what I mean. But just that they're vital and that they're engaged and that they're healthy and that when they come off of a tough spell, as you did a few years ago, not to minimize your husband's death as a tough spell, but you know what I mean. You
Oh,
went
for
through
sure.
a
For sure. Yeah.
difficult, life-changing experience, and then you said, okay,
Yeah.
back to it. This
That's
might be
right.
fun. I want to see what
Yeah.
this is like. And you did it. And a lot of people don't. So that's why I wanted to have you on here and talk about this and, maybe get a little dish. I feel like I didn't really get any inside
Hmm.
dirt on Hollywood, but that's okay. I'll wait
Yeah,
till
don't look to me for Hollywood dirt.
I'm
Give a
talking
little
to,
Wasilla dirt, though. Yeah.
oh, give me some Wasilla dirt. What you got?
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Oh,
I know. I know.
every time I say I have family in Wasilla, they still think about who. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no, will we
I
ever
got that
stop
once.
thinking about
I
her?
got that once on the Golden Bachelor. That's it.
Only
Once.
once.
Yeah.
Maybe it is fading away.
It is.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be nice?
Uh-huh. Mm. Yeah.
Well, good. I think you're a much better representative of Wasilla and awesome women from Alaska. So
Well, thanks, Jay.
here's to you, Diane. Hey, are you a fitness professional trying to grow your business with people over 50? If you are, then you need to know how to communicate with them, how to market to them, and how to get them to trust you with their fitness, well-being, and money. We're talking about millions of people who are a little older than the typical market that the fitness industry usually pursues. They have more money, more time, and better motivation to make the best long-term fitness consumers you'll find anywhere. If you're not focusing on them, you should be. PrimeFit Content is the only content marketing company designed specifically to help you engage people in this group and to help you distinguish yourself from competitors in your community. It's effective, affordable, and super easy to use. Check it out at primefitcontent.com. That's prime, like prime of your life, fitcontent.com. Back to the show.
My son got married, and at the same time I was getting ready for Golden Bachelor, he was getting, they were getting their wedding stuff together. And I'm on this Facebook group for mothers of the groom. And
Okay.
yeah, it was fun. It was, a group chat, and they talked about what to wear and flattering clothes that take pictures. But it seemed like a big theme was they all wanted to cover their arms. Oh, I don't like my arms to show. Does that dress come with long sleeves, or should I wear maybe a stole over it so my arms don't show? And then I get on the Golden Bachelor. Everyone had sleeveless on. Everyone had tank tops. Yeah, they were, and showing off their biceps, and so that was a big difference. Not that one's bad and one's good. It was just a different take on things. Different type of woman. I thought so. That was cool. Yeah,
That is interesting. And you're both. You're the mother of the groom and
and I
the
was sleepless. Yeah,
and you were
yeah.
sleepless on TV.
Uh, and then at hockey, there's we have such a great team, such a great bunch of women. And one lady, she and her family watched the show. She's got a little 10-year-old boy. He's just a doll. He's so much fun. And they watched the first one where I got the rose. And she said that he cheered, "Yay, Diane," And then he looked at his mom and he said, "Does this mean Mel will be at the game tomorrow?" And no.
No. Sorry, kid.
And they brought, no one's ever done this before. They brought snacks to the game. The family did, which was really cool. And he was passing out snacks at the end of the game to us gals. And I came through the locker room door and he came up to me and he said, "Diane, will you accept this ice cream sandwich?"
What'd you say,
So,
Diane?
yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, kid. Give me that ice cream.
That's right. It was good. I deserve it. But just and then I worked elections last night and a lot of people were like, "I saw you on TV, like I'm some big deal." That made me feel so good. And the one that I got a lot of that I loved was, "You represented us well. You represented Alaska well."
Well,
And
you
I thought,
did.
yeah, well, if nothing else, and that was one of my goals, to represent Alaska. And the other goal was not to embarrass my children, you know, not to be rolling around in the sand making out with this guy, because
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
So,
don't know. I don't know your boys, but I'm sure they appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, I did want to ask you one thing
okay, yeah.
about that I saw on the show where you laid into that guy quite a bit. So what kind of response did you get to that? Well, tell everybody what you said to him and then
Okay.
tell me
Because
what
he
the
had
response was.
asked that he only wanted women on the show from 45 to 60.
Right.
And well, he got a lot of backlash. And I
Yeah.
thought, and I didn't like it either, and I thought it needed to be addressed. And with the blessing of the producer, because I talked to her, they were really cool, by the way. When I came out, and I practiced and practiced it. And I said, "Mel, I'm Diane from Wasilla, Alaska, and I play women's hockey." And I said, "What the puck were you thinking with that podcast comment?" And I practiced it a bunch so I wouldn't, you know,
Yeah.
slip or anything. And then I had a little witty thing to say after that, but his face just dropped. He was like, "Oh." He said, "Diane, or something to this effect. I'm so sorry. That was not, that was unkind. It wasn't thought out. I shouldn't have said that. It was wrong." He just fell on the sword,
Yeah.
basically. And that kind of took me aback, then I think I maybe nervous giggled a little bit. And then he's like, "What, do you think the ladies will forgive me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, sure." And then I thought, what was my other line? And then I said, "But stick with me, Mel, and I'll keep you out of the penalty
Out
box,"
of the
because
penalty box.
they like that hockey reference. So I went
Sure.
with that. But yeah, he was. And then when he went into the room where all us women were waiting after he met everybody, his first thing he said was, "What the puck?" Which was hilarious. I was like, my line. And then once again, he apologized profusely to all the
Okay.
women. So, and he did throughout the show a few times. And like I said, I think he was proven wrong, because over 60, those women proved him wrong. They were great, hot, good looking, intelligent, all the boxes.
All the boxes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, just like you.
Oh, thanks.
Well, Diane, thank you.
Oh, thanks. You made me feel like a big something or other, big kahuna. Yeah, I love it. Thanks,
Go
Jay.
on. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
All right. Bye.